Hello everyone, welcome to the Snaps 101 series. And today we are going to talk about one of my favorite snaps, which is the event bus snap. The event bus snap is, think of it like a backbone or a highway that exists for your own custom backend on Snapser. And it has the ability to emit events to your game client. Additionally, it also has the ability to emit events that your custom code within Snapser can listen on and react to. So why the event bus snap? Well, think about this: where you're making an app or a game, and you have coins as virtual currency. Now, within your application, there are multiple paths in which the coin count can get updated. One, a user could make a purchase on Apple, Google, Steam, and on receipt validation, your backend is going to add those coins to the user's inventory. The other cases might be maybe you have a customer service tool, the users complain about something, and your customer service agent needs to give coins to the user. In either case, you have no option, but your game client has to almost poll your backend for, hey, has my inventory changed? Has my coin count changed? And you're doing these unwanted calls to your backend on this polling interval, which is a waste of bandwidth and waste of API calls. That's precisely why we've introduced the event bus snap. Now, I'm going to do this in two parts. This video, we're going to focus on the events that the event bus snap can emit on behalf of other snaps within your ecosystem or your backend. All right, so let's look at the setup I have here. I've created a backend on Snapser with the authentication, event bus, and the inventory snap. I've also enabled WebSockets on the gateway, and you can see the URL right here. Additionally, what I've done is, to quickly show this demo, I've gone in and created an anonymous connector. It just allows us to create an anonymous account and use that user to show you the power of the event bus. Additionally, I have gone in and added a currency called as coins to the inventory snap. So this is nothing but us telling the inventory snap that you want to have a virtual currency called as coins. This is the entity that we're going to increment for a user and see or get updates on your client in real time. All right, now with this setup comes the event bus snap. So let's look at the tool that exists for the event bus snap, which is the WebSocket tool and the webhook tool. The WebSocket tool is where it exposes all the events that all the other snaps within your backend are exposing. So look at authentication, it has a few events. Look at the inventory snap, it has a few events. And similarly, as you keep adding more and more snaps to your backend, it automatically registers here in this UI. And it now gives you the ability to tell Snapser that you actually want this event to get emitted to the client. So in this demo, what we want to do is, every time a user's currency is updated, we actually want the game client to be notified. That way, the game client can just listen on an event rather than poll and just update the UI with a new coin count. So I'm going to look at this event which says the user's currency was updated. That's an event. And I want to notify the client, so I'm just going to enable it. There you go. Doing this enables or tells the event bus snap that any game client that is connected, if their inventory coins or currency is updated, send an event back to the client. Let's look at how this plays out. To do that, we're going to use the API Explorer tool that comes baked into your backend. And what we're going to do here is we are going to create an anonymous account. So let's say I'm creating an anonymous user B. There it is. This user has their ID and their token created. Now what we want to do is we want to copy the user session token, because the API Explorer tool also comes with a stream tool. This is nothing but it's going to show you all the events that are emitted for this particular user. So let's come in here, let's punch in the user's token and hit connect. And there you see that the user client is connected to the WebSocket of your backend. Now, without the event bus snap, you would have to go to the inventory API and from your game client, keep polling user's currency to see whether the currency is updated or not. Now, thanks to the event bus snap, the game client is just going to get notified of it. To see this, I have in another tab opened up the user manager tool, where for this particular user, if I just hit refresher, that's the new user, I am going to be able to search for the user and go to their inventory And as you can see, there's no currency added to the user's inventory. And let's just grant the let's grant 50 coins here. Now, doing this is, the use case where a customer service agent or a developer is updating the user's currency, but this very well is the same way in which, let's say, an IP transaction happens and your server is going to update the user's currency behind the scene. So now that I hit grant, if you go back to the API Explorer, there you see this is the event that gets emitted, and your game client now can listen for this event type. It now knows what the new currency balance is, and it can update the UI. So this hopefully tells you the power of the event bus snap, which has the tremendous potential of simplifying your game client. In a subsequent demo, we're going to also see how the event bus snap interacts with your BIOS snap or your custom code within Snapser that helps you unlock even more flexibility and customization. Thank you.